Here we go again. The Democrats are at it like clockwork, sniffing around for their next so-called smoking gun. Honestly, it's like they're addicted to Trump drama, pacing around like a bunch of political junkies looking for their next hit. Come on, man, I need my Trump derangement fix. It's absurd. Every time they think they've got something, they whip themselves into a frenzy. And guess what? When there's no scandal to sink their teeth into, when reality doesn't serve up the chaos they crave, they scrape the bottom of the barrel like their lives depend on it. Desperation doesn't even begin to cover it. They'll latch onto anything, no matter how ridiculous, and try to blow it up into some grand revelation. You know exactly where I'm going with this. Yep, the Democrats have unveiled their latest gotcha moment. Their so-called irrefutable takedown of Donald Trump. Except it's not. It's nothing. In fact, it's probably the most laughable attempt at a scandal I've seen yet. Ladies and gentlemen, we've officially hit peak desperation. So what's the big controversy this time? Brace yourselves, because this one is a doozy. Apparently, the bombshell revelation is Trump reinstating his Diet Coke button in the White House. Yes, you heard that right. That's the earth-shattering news we're supposed to clutch our pearls over. According to Harry Sisson, this is the scandal of the century. He's out here sounding the alarm like Trump just declared martial law. And I'm sitting here wondering, is this seriously what they've got? You cannot make this stuff up. The left is so devoid of anything substantive that they're trying to weaponize a soda button. This isn't a scandal. It's not news. It's a joke, and not even a good one. But sure, let's all pretend the Diet Coke button is the Achilles heel that will finally take Trump down. It's embarrassing, really. But hey, let's roll the tape and see this nonsense for what it is.
We have some weird breaking news right now. Donald Trump is planning on restoring his Diet Coke button in the Oval Office on day one of his presidency. Like, priorities, right? When Donald Trump and Melania Trump enter the White House on Inauguration Day, they'll find it looks just like they did when they left 4 years ago, even down to the Diet Coke button on the desk in the Oval Office. That's thanks to the staff of the White House residence. It's nearly 100 employees who are non-political, and they spend the morning of January 20th moving the departing commander-in-chief out and the incoming one in. And apparently the Diet Coke button, where Donald Trump presses it and someone brings him a Diet Coke, is a major priority for him. They'll have all their clothes in their closet, their preferred shampoo in the bathroom, favorite foods, family photos, all that stuff will be in the White House thanks to these people. So while the American people are struggling because Donald Trump's tariffs raise prices for literally every single person, don't worry, everybody, don't fret. Donald Trump will have his Diet Coke button back. I mean, this guy's such a joke.
You can practically smell the fake outrage in the air, the kind of contrived performative nonsense that only the left seems capable of manufacturing. Priorities, right? Americans are out here struggling, dealing with inflation, high gas prices, and who knows what else. And what's Harry Sisson up in arms about? A Diet Coke button. Seriously? That's what we're focusing on now? First of all, Trump isn't even the president, Joe Biden is. And let's talk about priorities. While Harry's pretending to care about soda buttons, Biden's off on yet another taxpayer-funded vacation, kicking back while real Americans are trying to figure out how to pay their rent. But sure, let's all hyperventilate over a novelty button for soda that Trump brought to the Oval Office years ago. This is the hill you want to die on? A literal button for Diet Coke? Honestly, it's deja vu at this point. We've been here before, folks. The left never learns. It's like we've time traveled back to 2017 when the media thought they'd struck gold with the infamous 2 scoops of ice cream scandal. Remember that circus? Trump got 2 scoops of ice cream at a White House dinner, and the media tried to spin it like it was some dystopian abuse of power. Time magazine even ran a piece, an actual scoop on the president's dessert habits. Now, fast forward to 2024, and we're doing the same song and dance, except now it's about a soda button. This isn't journalism. It's not even real outrage. It's just another pathetic attempt to stir the pot over nothing, because they've got nothing. The left has officially run out of ideas, and all they're doing is embarrassing themselves at this point.
Time magazine got a scoop. Literally a scoop.
One scoop for me, please.
On the president's scoops. Now, in the Blue Room of the White House, the president sits down for a candlelit dinner with 3 correspondents from Time magazine. Dining with the enemies of the people. Of course they're going to notice every little thing. With the salad course, Trump is served what appears to be Thousand Island dressing instead of the creamy vinaigrette for his guests. And then the gem. At the dessert course, he gets 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream with his chocolate cream pie instead of the single scoop for everyone else.
2 scoops for me, please.
Oh my goodness. Where do I even begin with this nonsense? The left is back at it, yet again trying to turn the most insignificant, trivial thing into some huge, earth-shattering scandal. Seriously, ice cream. The man gets an extra scoop of ice cream at his own dinner, and suddenly it's proof of his dominance, his need for control, his thirst for power. It's completely absurd. He got a second scoop. Who cares? And of course, it's not like he forced his guests to go without. They could have asked for another scoop too. But no, let's pretend this was some sinister move to assert dominance over the world. And you know what the best part is? It wasn't even just the media that lost their minds. There were actual think pieces written about the 2 scoops of ice cream. Time magazine even ran a story about it. For crying out loud. Like, there was a point where we were all supposed to take a moment and collectively gasp at how the president dared to have more than 1 scoop of ice cream, as if somehow, in the grand scheme of things, that was a thing to get outraged about. It was pathetic, it was petty, and it was a perfect example of just how far the media and the left would go to turn something absolutely meaningless into a scandal. But of course, fast forward to today, and we find ourselves back in the same ridiculous cycle. The latest scandal? Oh, it's Trump wanting his Diet Coke button back in the Oval Office. Yes, really. The man just wants a button that delivers his soda at the push of a button. Something that, if we're being honest, is actually kind of amusing and in no way a scandal. But to the left, well, apparently this is the new smoking gun that proves Trump doesn't care about America. Oh, the horror. Here's the thing though. This isn't a scandal. It's not even interesting. It's literally just a convenience. Something that Trump had in his first term, and now he wants it back because, well, he's the president. And why not? If you're in the Oval Office, don't you think you should get to have a little convenience here and there? He's earned it. But no, the left is out here acting like it's the end of the world. Oh, Trump is so out of touch with the people, they scream. Well, let me ask you this. What do you think is more out of touch? A president who wants a button to deliver his soda, or a president who spends nearly half of his time on vacation while Americans struggle to make ends meet? Oh, that's right. I'm talking about Joe Biden here. Biden, who has spent 40% of his presidency on vacation. And where's the outrage over that? Where's the fury? Where's the media storm over the fact that while Biden is off playing golf and lounging on beaches, regular Americans are facing economic hardships and a lack of leadership? The same people who are now crying over Trump's soda button are the ones who have been totally silent about Biden's vacations. It's hypocrisy at its finest, and I'm honestly getting sick of it. Do you remember the narrative that was pushed during Trump's first term? That he was lazy, that he never worked, and was always off golfing? And yet the reality was that Trump worked tirelessly. He hardly slept. He was always involved in every detail, from policy decisions to disaster response. He showed up to work day in and day out. Meanwhile, Biden can't even stay awake for a press conference, and his team is constantly rushing to cover for him. But no, the media had a field day with every golf outing, trying to make it sound like he wasn't doing his job. Funny how things change when your guy is in office, huh? And don't even get me started on the absolute double standard that's in play here. You want to talk about a president who's out of touch? Let's talk about the fact that Biden, the so-called leader of the free world, has spent 40% of his presidency taking naps on the beach. You think that's leadership? You think that's someone who's working hard for the American people? But no, let's focus on Trump's Diet Coke button and pretend that somehow he's the one who's out of touch with reality. It's mind-blowing. The hypocrisy is staggering, and it's getting harder and harder to ignore. Biden's vacation time, his absence from the public eye, his complete lack of leadership. Yet the left's outrage is all reserved for a soda button. It's so transparently partisan, it's not even worth dignifying at this point. But what's even more frustrating is how this entire attack shows just how weak the left's opposition strategy is. They've got nothing. They've resorted to grasping at straws, digging into the most trivial of things and trying to blow them up into scandals. Whether it's Trump's ice cream, his golf trips, or now his soda button, it's all just so petty, so small. They have no substantive arguments left, nothing to offer in terms of policies or solutions, so they're left flailing, trying to make mountains out of molehills. And don't even think for a second that they care about real issues. They're all pretending to be outraged about Trump's soda button, but where's their outrage when it comes to the actual issues affecting Americans? Where were they when Trump was tackling the opioid crisis, bringing jobs back to the US, and negotiating peace deals in the Middle East? Oh, that's right. They were too busy attacking him over the most insignificant nonsense. And now, look where we are. Biden's administration is failing, and the left is so desperate to stay in power that they're resorting to this level of childishness. It's honestly sad to watch. These people have become so obsessed with Trump, they've completely lost sight of what really matters. And while they waste their time attacking him over soda buttons and ice cream scoops, the American people are out here facing real challenges. But the left, they'd rather engage in this petty, endless crusade against one man because it's the only thing they've got left. So let them have their Diet Coke button meltdown. Let them keep harping on the most ridiculous of non-issues. It's only going to make them look worse, to make them look more desperate, more out of touch. Meanwhile, Americans will remember how much better things were under Trump's leadership, how much more competent he was compared to the current disaster that's unfolding before our eyes. Keep it coming, Harry. Keep digging into the depths of absurdity. All you're doing is making Trump stronger, while your side continues to show just how small, how petty, and how utterly clueless they really are.